Spiritual Life Center, transforming lives as we love, serve, and remember who we are. One heart, one mind, one soul at a time.
I would like to now introduce Paula. Thank you, Deborah. It's a pleasure to collaborate with you, to be sure. So I have the honor and pleasure of introducing Michael Mandrell to you today. How many of you have experienced Michael's music? A few. Oh, so good. Nice treat. Nice treat. So this is the first of our, one of the new programs in our Wow Wednesdays. We're calling it the Soul Spa. So you will be, we invite you to bathe yourself in the sound tonight. So Michael, he makes his home in between Portland, Oregon and Taos, New Mexico. And his influences include folk and Celtic music and jazz and East Indian melodies. And he fuses these all into a unique blend. He's truly an artist whose life expresses the fiber of his being in his music. His multicultural sonic tapestries enliven the listener with the spirit of a master raconteur. There's a little French for you. Telling the grand archetypal story, I lived that. Please welcome to the stage, Michael Mandrell.
Thank you, Paula. And good evening. Nice to see all of you. What an honor to be here tonight. And I want to thank, real quick before I start, Deborah and Paula for working me in and with my schedule for tonight, as I happen to be passing through Sacramento on my winter tour out to Colorado, New Mexico. So I'd like to start tonight with one of my pieces I wrote many years ago. It's called Shining Child. Thank you. Well, I really loved this theme of the Soul Spa tonight. It's the first one I've ever played. I thought, well, what the heck do you do for that? And so,
You're on the right track.
a good start? Okay, good. All right. So far, so good. Thank you. Let me know, Paula, if I'm... So I picked a selection of my, just a wide swath of some of my more eclectic tunes, from songs to instrumentals of all ilks for tonight. There's lots of different parts of the world where you could say you have a soul spa. So I'm going to play another one of my pieces inspired by a little bit of my own Celtic folk background, adding some North Indian Hindustani modalities. So this is a little common, everyday, ordinary Celtic Hindustani fusion piece. This is called the Bhagavan Dude. Thank you. Thought of this little song as part of the Soul Spa experience this evening. Totally switch gears on you. Back to a little bit of the culture from whence I came. I do have to make a little bit of a confession before I play this song, though. I figured it's a church. That would be good. It'd be fine here. And that is, I am from Texas. Thank you. That's what I heard. Yes. Thank you. Actually, I feel like I know all the really cool, hip, spiritual, groovy people in Texas, because that's who I hang out with. So when I go back to see my family and friends, and but I do lapse back into the vernacular from whence I came and say things like y'all. But you know, down in South Texas, I'm from Houston, so you know, down in South Texas, there's a plural of y'all. All y'all. So I heard this little folk song, and I wish it's a song, of course, as all great songs are. I wish I had written it, but I did not. It's a folk song I heard back on the Texas folk circuit by a really great songwriter named Shake Russell, and I remembered it a while back and resurrected it from the memory banks. And I love this little folk song because it's, I don't know, it asks the question why we do what we do as artists and musicians, or whatever art that it is you do, or anything extraordinary. Why do we learn to play instruments and paint paintings and sing songs and run spiritual centers and all the extraordinary things we do? So I think it in some ways answers that. I'd like to sing it for you now. It's called Dare of an Angel. Why did we ride the rough road when the trolley rolled easily by? Why did we climb the tall hill when the valley lay safe by our side? Well, who sent us out in the twilight back with a basket of words to fashion a future quotation that this desperate world deserves? Perhaps it was something foolish, a dare of an angel at best. Ghost of a poet whose song can never rest. Why did we drink the cold drink soup so warm on the stove. Why did we wind up alone from the melodies of love? Well, we did it simply to do it. We did it to be tender yet tough. Well, we did it for the beauty of the music. Now isn't that explanation enough? Perhaps it was something foolish, the dare of an angel at best. By chance, the ghost of a poet whose song can never rest. Now, it wouldn't be any kind of a great little folk song if there wasn't a place you could hum along. So we'll let it come around on the guitar and sing it when it does. Here we Well, we did it simply to do it. We did it to be tender yet tough. We did it for the beauty of the music. Now, isn't that explanation enough? Perhaps it was something foolish, the dare of an angel at best. And by chance, the ghost of a poet whose song can never rest. Perhaps it was something foolish, the dare of an angel at best. Thank you. I bet you never thought there could be a Texas metaphysical folk song in existence. There it is. So I'd like to play, this is from my repertoire. This is one of my pieces, one of the very first things I wrote in an open tuning. And if you don't know what those are, it's where you retune the guitar to an open chord. And a lot of people say, well, I don't think I've ever heard that before, but you probably have in Hawaiian slack key music. All that music is played in open tunings. And it allows the guitarist to achieve different voicings other than you can get in standard guitar tuning. So I want to play this in tribute and honor to my mentor and friend, Chris Grooms, who passed away a year or so ago. I met him in college when I was but a third-year student, and he was a graduate student in Eastern Texas, of all places. And he had mastered, at that point, the art of the English Irish-style guitar and open tuning, and I had never heard that before, and it was so transformative. When I first heard the music, I just went, how do you do that? So he taught me and showed me and became my friend. And most of the music that I play today that I've written in open tunings were inspired by him so long ago. So he showed me this tuning. It's a lute tuning, and I'll explain that to you later at the CD table if you'd like to know more about that. And this is called Ambrosius, who is a character in Mary Stuart's The Merlin Trilogy, one of my favorite books from my teenage years. It's a retelling of the Arthurian legends. From the female perspective. The very first that was told is from that perspective. This is called Ambrosius and the Child of the Light. Thank you. Thanks.
Go ahead and take some breaths. Close your eyes. And just breathe naturally, but be a little bit aware of your breath. And as you continue to breathe, you begin to feel lighter and lighter. And you allow the music to lift you up gently out of your body, floating gently, allowing your consciousness to drift into a light daydream. In this daydream, you are walking along a sidewalk and you are pulling a wagon behind you. It is battered. One of the wheels squeaks. It is piled with all kinds of junk. It's heavy, but you keep pulling it. And you sort of wonder why you're pulling it, but you keep on. And then you come to this, it looks like it's kind of a marketplace with an entrance to it. And you think this is kind of curious, and there's a sign. And the sign says, "Welcome to the Soul Spa." So you pull your creaky wagon up to the door, and there's a person standing there, and you say, "How much does it cost to go to the Soul Spa?" And he says, "Just leave your wagon here." "But will my wagon be safe?" "Yes. Come on in." So you step across the threshold into a lush garden. There's a fountain, water splashing into the fountain, the very happy sound. And you look around and there are several different booths. And walking to the right, you walk up to one and someone offers you something to drink. And gratefully you take it. And when you take it in your hand, you realize that it is more than just water or tea. There is something sparkling and clear. And you drink it down. And you feel calmer and quieter. And you say, "Thank you." And as you move along, looking at the different things in this area, you see a place that has clothing of some sort. And you go over and you say, "What is this?" And they say, "We'll trade you." And you look at this robe, and it is all sparkling and clear and bright. And you say, "Yeah, I'd like to try that on." So you go behind a screen and you take off your old clothes and put on the robe. And then you see that there is another entry or another door. And so you follow that door and it takes you into an area where there's a large pool and there is a waterfall coming into the pool. And you look around and it's so peaceful and it's so quiet, except for the wonderful sound of the water hitting the pool. And so you walk over and just wade into the shallow into the pool. And the water laps up over your feet. It is warm. It is healing. So you take another step. Up to your knees. And you look around and there's no one there. So you take off your robe and slowly immerse yourself in the pool. You float a little bit, maybe dive under the water, and you make your way over to where the waterfall is coming down. And you swim underneath the waterfall. And it doesn't really feel like water hitting you at all. It feels like light. It is gentle. It is cleansing. It is clear. And while the water washes or just beads off of your back, this light begins to penetrate your skin. It penetrates your body. This light enters every cell in your body. And you can tell that it's moving through your arms, your legs, into all of your organs, into your head, into your brain. And you feel light. You see light. You vibrate with light. And any negative possible thing that is in your body begins to dissolve. And then you move away from underneath the waterfall and dip all the way under the water as if to wash away any debris that might have been left. And then you begin to float on your back and look up at the sky. And you see clouds, happy white clouds, blue sky. And you feel so clear, so clean, so healed that you now slowly walk up out of the pool and put your robe back on. And there's someone there who comes and offers you another drink. And you take it gratefully. And it's like the perfect completion of the process. It tastes wonderful. It's clear and pure. It quenches any thirst. And it fills you completely and fully. And again, you say thank you. And then you begin to move along across to the other side of the pool and go through that door. And you find that you are back in the garden. And you find that you have come back to the entrance. And the person there greets you and says, "How was it?" And you said, "It was pretty good." do you want your old clothes back? And you say, no, thank you. And they say, well, do you want your wagon back? And you look at that wagon all broken down, filled with all of that junk, and you realize you don't need it anymore. And you say, could you please keep the wagon and all of the junk? And the person says, we are glad to take it. And so you say thank you, and you begin to walk through the door, and you walk out into the sunlight, into the real world again, clear, grounded, ready to take on anything that may come your way, knowing that whatever it is you do, whatever it is that comes to you, you are clear and healed and healthy inside. And so you turn again one more time and you look at the sign that says Soul Spa, and you realize now that that sign is made out of stars or something because it just twinkles. And you realize that you have been in a very holy place. And one more time you say, thank you, God. And you take a deep breath. And you walk into the sunlight along the sidewalk, free and clear. And you take a deep breath now, coming back to your physical body with gratitude and knowing who you really are, because you just experienced who you really are. And again, you say, thank you, God, and take a deep breath and begin to open your eyes.
Thank you. Thank you. Go in peace. Go in kindness. Go in love. Go in faith. Leave the day behind us. Day is done. Go in grace. And let us go into the dark, not afraid, not alone. And let us hope by some good pleasure safely to arrive at home. And let us hope by some good pleasure safely to arrive at home.
Blessings, everyone. May the joys of the world go with you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Spiritual Life Center, transforming lives as we love, serve, and remember who we are. One heart,